So the question now is for Sowore to appear in court and defend his own interpretation of revolution. I know that if Sowore can appear in court, he will come out free. But who's going to take Sowore to court? Because the way we run our judiciary in Nigeria is like we're in a jungle. The people in power, they just use the law to favor their own side. Nobody in Nigeria follows the law as it's supposed to be followed. That is why Sowore is going to be difficult for him to come out. If they let him out even at the next court session, he has to be lucky.
So in this type of jungle, corrupt society, undemocratic society, I would say, do you think Sowore will be granted bail tomorrow?
We cannot say precisely if Sowore is going to come out tomorrow. If the government still don't want him to come out, the court cannot force them to release Sowore. Are they ready to obey the law of the land? If the law says let Sowore go, if the people in government say no, we don't want him to go, either they will describe him as a threat to national security or for their own personal vendetta. If they don't want Sowore to go, we cannot bring Sowore out. Has there been any particular time the government respect the rule of law? Is there, according to all of us, unless we are just lying, we are talking by the book, by our practical experiences, is there any rule of law in Nigeria? By our practical experiences, there is only rule of Naira. Sowore is arrested and being processed under a law that we are not in that particular time when we are obeying the law of the land. I'm not a lawyer, but I was reading through our constitution and I realized that almost everything we read that were written in the Constitution of the United States are also written in our own society, in our own constitution. But who is going to carry it out? Who is going to obey it? We don't. Because I don't know how a lot of people believe about Nigeria or about the system we run in Nigeria or some other parts of Africa. I always believe that our leaders are products of our society. What the government is doing right now, particularly if we're going to pinpoint a particular name, we say, yeah, the President Buhari, what he's doing in locking people up and without due process of the law is prevalent in our society. Anybody who got the power can lock anybody up because they can bribe the police and they will lock that person up without even bail. And a lot of people have died because some people use power over them to lock them up in police station. So the same mind that makes the lower people who are not the president in Nassau to do that is the same mind, the same kind of spirit, the same kind of attitude, the same kind of character that is making the people at the higher level to do the same thing. But don't forget that it's not only Buhari that is ruling Nigeria. Buhari is just the president. There are so many people that surrounded him. His wife even said that power has been hijacked from her husband. So there are so many people in leadership in Nigeria that just like the way Buhari is running things. And Buhari says he's fighting corruption. If at all he wanted to fight corruption, he should start from the leadership. Because when you want to take a shower, you pour the water from the head. So if they can fight that corruption, or whatever slang you are using, fighting the corruption from the head, you see, it will flow down. But the senators, the politicians, they have money to bribe their way out of whatever they arrest them for or they take them for, or they have power to get out of it. But ordinary people don't have that power. So when they arrest a bank manager that stole money, EFCC arrested him, or they arrested Yahoo boys that are doing fraud, they don't have that kind of power. So you punish those ones, whereas the ones that get bigger money, who have the money to get themselves out. You see, the accusation that we saw on social media recently about the governor of the central bank, whether it's true or not, we at this level, we don't really know. But imagine that they raise that kind of allegation against ordinary bank manager. That bank manager will be at Kirikiri right now. Because he wouldn't have the power at the top to shut the mouth, to stop the law from going against him. But the central bank governor, whether he did it or not, he had the right connections. So that's what happened in Nigeria. Nigeria is not a country where the ordinary citizens have freedom of speech or freedom of action. The people that have freedom of speech or freedom of action are those kind of former secretary to the federal government who they interview, and they said, President Buhari say so. He said, who's the president? You see, that's a big insult on the president. But nothing was done to him. Those are the kind of people that have freedom. If you are lesser than that, me and you, if we say that kind of thing, you might as well carry your pillow and your bed. Get ready for Kirikiri. So there is no freedom for ordinary people in a society like Nigeria. Just wake up, live your day, go back to bed. The only people who have freedom to talk whatever they want to talk, express their true opinion, are people like that secretary to the government who insulted Buhari right in front of the whole world. Who is the president?